Have you ever noticed how every K-pop group has that one mysterious guy, the sunshine, the prince? It's not a coincidence. It's a psychological trap. We're going deep dives into the 5 generations of K-pop, of idol marketing, to reveal how agencies manufacture authenticity and the heavy price idols pay to keep the mask on. So be honest for a second. You didn't choose your bias randomly. Like, think about it. Out of 7, 9, or even 13 people, you locked in at least one, and you probably have a pattern. Maybe you always go for the quiet one, the funny one, or the one that feels more like a human emotional support, and you might think, oh, that's my type. But what if it's not? What if that type was literally designed in a very intentional and calculated way just for you? Every single member is chosen, trained, and positioned to fill a specific role, not just in the music, but also in your brain. And once you start seeing it, you'll realize why groups feel so balanced, and there's always one for everyone, and why fandoms get so emotionally attached, and why it's actually really hard to just randomly listen to K-pop, because it's not built for casual listening, it's built for a connection, powered by 2 things: positions, what each idol does, and an archetype, who each idol actually feels like. And together they create something that's genius, but also a little bit scary, because this system can make you feel like you know someone personally, can shape your identity as a fan, and can influence you how you see yourself, your relationships, and personalities in real life. At the end of this video, you probably look at your favorite groups very differently. So before we start, I want you to lock in your bias, because by the end of this, we're gonna figure out exactly why it was them in the first place. Hi everyone, I'm Christina, and here I talk about different K-pop topics. So if you're interested, subscribe. K-pop, it's not natural, it's engineered. First thing you need to understand, K-pop groups are not formed like the Western groups. They're not just friends who like to make music. They are trained for years in vocals, dance, media training, and also personality shaping, all before debut. And when they debut, they don't show up just as themselves, but with layers and layers of things they were taught. They show up as a system of roles. Think of it as a sports team. Everyone has a role, and that's what makes the whole thing work. Okay, so the position system, aka who does what. We have the vocal line. We've got a main vocalist, a lead vocalist, and a sub-vocalist. The main vocalist is the singer, the one hitting insane high notes. They're basically the backbone of the song. They're the technical anchor, like Chen from EXO. They handle the scary high notes because they have the most stability. Then the lead vocalist. They're still very good, but maybe slightly less technical. They usually handle verses and build up to the chorus. Think of them as the setup before the main vocal goes off, who build the tension in the pre-chorus, so the main vocalist can really go on.
Just do whatever you wanna do. I guarantee that it's the best for you.
The sub-vocalist, they have less lines, but they're still essential. They fill in harmonies and help the song feel full.
I cannot explain this reaction.
Without them, the song might feel more empty. They often doubling as the dancer or rappers.
I made mistakes, I'm just a man. When you hold you close, when you pull you near.
The dance line. K-pop isn't just music, it's performance. The main dancer is the best dancer. He's the choreographic leader. We're talking about Taemin or Jimin. They're always in the center during the hard parts and often get dance breaks. The lead dancer is also really strong. They're usually at the front during group formations, and the sub dancer is still good and they're more focused on overall synchronization. Next we have the rap line. The main rapper has the best flow, the best rhythm, like RM or Chanbin.
Haters gon' hate and players gon' play. Motherfuckers keep motherfucking all day.
They bring the authenticity by writing their own lyrics and providing that rhythmic punch. The lead rapper supports the main rapper and also sometimes starts their own rap sections.
Ice cold with no chaser. Let's cut it short like a razor.
And the sub-rapper adds flavors here and there, acts like a support to the others. So, next we have the leadership roles. The leader is not just a title, the leader speaks for the group, handles conflicts, and keeps everyone together. The leader is the spokesperson and the peacemaker. Different companies chose leaders differently. Like SM usually goes for the oldest member in the group, JYP goes for the longest trainee, and YG sometimes they don't even pick a leader at all. The Maknae of the group is the youngest member, and usually they're acting all cute and show aegyo to fans. Lately we've seen the golden Maknae, which is Jungkook, who does everything. And the Maknae on top, Ayan from Stray Kids, who basically runs the older members. Now let's get into the Stan Attractor members. These are meant to hook you in the first glance. Before we go on, I highly recommend you to watch my previous video about K-pop fan service. It's relevant to what we're discussing today, so you can watch it later here, as it explains the specific tactics companies use to fuel the emotional bond we're about to break down. So, the visual roles. As I said, these are the members that are meant to hook you at first glance. The visual is the member that fits the Korean beauty standards perfectly. Small face, high nose, a V-shaped jaw. Think of Cha In-woo or Hyunjin. These members are marketing gold because they go viral just for being handsome. They bring attention to the group. The center is the one that stands in the middle in the performances. They're chosen for their charisma and stage presence. This isn't just about the looks, it's about stage aura. They're in the middle of music videos and dance breaks, and sometimes the center and the visual may be the same member. And finally we have the face of the group, which is the most recognizable member to the public. Not necessarily the most talented, but the one everyone knows. So quickly, before we get into the personality archetypes, I checked the analytics and 97% of you watching aren't subscribed. It's a huge help to this channel if you subscribe and like. I'd be incredibly grateful to have you along for more videos, and it will help me to grow this channel more than you know. Anyway, back to the personality archetypes. So these archetypes are mostly for boy groups. Write in the comments down below if you want a video about the archetypes for the girl groups, because there are other things to talk about. Anyway, positions are about skills. Archetypes are about emotions. This is where it gets psychological. Agencies make idol personas to make sure there is a type for every single fan. So the prince, the ice prince, you know this one, elegant, calm, untouchable, sometimes soft, sometimes cold, mysterious, refined and noble, the ice prince like Sungwoo or Myungsu. The marketing logic here is the reward of discovery. Fans love seeing when this cold facade melts down. Then we have the sunshine, the angel of the group. Usually it's the happy member, the always positive, like Felix or J-Hope are perfect examples of this archetype. They provide emotional support and comfort to fans, acting like a digital companion or a friend. The funny one. These are the chaotic and authentic members.
Booty so big, Lord have mercy, why keep bouncing like I do? I look like Ed Sheeran. I'm in love with the things of you. You push and pull like a magnet. Where's Chester? You guys wanna see? Fly, Chester! Who's that behind you? Girl, this is a white wall.
With random behavior like V, Jackson Wang, Chanbin.
Listen to my heart to beat. I lose my job.
배고파. 야 근데 창민이 잘 어울린다. 그래.
They generate the memes, and their TikTok go viral. Thanks to them, the fandom stays active. They feel very real, and being this relatable is very powerful.
I'm getting drunk. Hey, would I be arrested if I tell the truth? After 21.
What? What's your skincare routine?
What's my skincare
You
routine?
gotta drop it. You gotta drop it.
10 layers of makeup. That's my
No,
skincare
but
routine.
You know what it is?
Then we have the mysterious member. Not necessarily cold, just quiet, reserved, hard to read. Sometimes that's natural. Other times it's forced by the company, and yeah, that can be problematic because it limits how the idol expresses himself. So other archetypes, we have the aegyo, the cute ones, the dad of a group. There's sometimes the androgynous ones, the artsy member. There's also the bad boy archetype. Well, there's a type for everyone, and that's the whole point. How this evolved from the first generation to the fifth. The system isn't static. In the first and the second generation idols, we had very few roles like the mysterious, the silent guy, and that was pretty much it. They weren't as marketed as much. In the third generation, it's the era of the ace or of the all-rounders like the Jungkook, and these roles mostly helped groups to break into the West. The fourth and the fifth generation of idols, things here are getting deformalized. Groups like TXT or Le Seraphim don't even have official positions anymore because everyone is an all-rounder. The fifth generation is also seeing a visual overload where basically everyone is marketed as a visual to grab attention. Psychology and the dark side. Alright, so why does this system work? The industry isn't selling just songs, they're selling a lifestyle and a emotional bond. The industry driving this whole machine is a parasocial interaction. This is that one-sided emotional bond where you, the fan, feel like you have a genuine relationship with an idol. Agencies use these archetypes as emotional anchors. When you're having a bad day and you see your sunshine idol smiling on the live stream, your brain processes that as a support from a friend. Also, this emotional attachment is a massive financial driver, and fans are 50% more likely to buy merch for events they don't even go simply because of this bond. Then there is a social identity theory. Your membership in a fandom, like being a ARMY, a STAY or a BLINK, becomes a core part of who you are. This creates a whole internal tribalism, and you see it on Twitter, on TikTok every day, where fans often fight in fan wars or fight if their bias didn't get enough screen time, complaining about line distribution. And ironically, this whole toxic infighting online actually helps the agencies because it drives the group's engagement online. But here it's where it gets bad. Once an idol is labeled as the visual or only as a sub-vocal, the industry or sometimes even the fans often ignore the technical growth over time, and the idols might get trapped in their debut image. This leads to a poverty of expectations. You might have a main dancer who has trained their vocals incredibly strong, but they're never taken as seriously as the main vocalist because they don't have the main vocal title. For the idols themselves, maintaining these manufactured identities is an emotional nightmare. where they must maintain a perfect, marketable facade all the time. Finally, it's not just the idols who suffer because of this parasocial bond. If an idol gets into a scandal or leaves the group, fans can go through a traumatic breakup experience. Borderline pathological levels of celebrity worships are actually linked to a higher risks of anxiety and depression in fans. We are basically participating in a high-speed psychological experiment where the product is a human's being personality and the consumer is our own emotional stability. So yeah, K-pop is a masterclass in branding. It gives us a structure, a community, but it also traps these artists in a character for our entertainment. So what do you think? Does the role system makes you love a group more, or do you wish they could be just truly themselves? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives like this one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!